Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today I want to talk about the final villain dilemma in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I don't really think it's much of a final villain dilemma as people make it out to be. So is it Kenjaku or is it Sukuna? Who is the big main bad? And I don't know, maybe I don't want to talk down on anybody, but maybe it's just I think what people want to happen versus what the story is telling them is happening. And I think that's the conflict, you know? I think people are, they want Sukuna to be the final villain. So they're saying Sukuna is the final villain rather than looking at it more logically and seeing that, yeah, Sukuna could potentially be the final villain, but it seems very unlikely, right? The same way people complain that, oh, Gojo living seems unlikely because yada yada yada. Although I made a whole video of why I don't think that's necessarily true. But in this case, it's even harder to argue because before we even get to it, leave a like, smash a like, man. We're trying to get these likes up. You guys cooked on my Gojo video, like over 100 likes. That was beautiful. If this video gets enough views, hopefully you guys are cooking and pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your curse energy level up. Be a special grade by liking the video. So I think the situation here is kind of like, okay, so Sukuna's impact to Yuji Itadori and I suppose the main cast is really, really solid, right? His main impact is with Yuji and Megumi, right? He killed Megumi's sister. He killed he killed Yuji, and he's made his life a miserable hell, forced him to kill hundreds of people, all of that stuff, right? So I think for them two characters, maybe that's their main objective. But in order for Sukuna to be able to do any of this, who is the culprit, right? In order for Sukuna to have the opportunity, the culprit is Kenjaku, who showed him how to turn himself into a cursed object. Kenjaku, who made Yuji to house Sukuna. Kenjaku, who started the motion for Yuji to eat the fingers and to find a way to bring Sukuna back for the Culling Games as a contingency plan against Gojo. Kenjaku, who started the Culling Games. Kenjaku, right? Who's the reason why Mahito and crew did what they did. Kenjaku, right? Who's the one that's telling Sukuna what to do, right? Hey, remember, you got to do this. He's talking to Sukuna spicy, bro. And Sukuna's not even reacting. We know Sukuna don't take no disrespect, but he was not reacting, bro. Like, my boy Kenny was literally like, yo, you remember what you got to do for me now, huh? Hey, you can't be fighting right now, huh? Hey, you got to do what I say. And Sukuna's just like, I bet. He's not arguing it. He's not complaining. I have a theory. Outside the binding vow theory, which is very common. I have a really interesting theory that I'm going to make a video on. And all I can say is parentage, right? That's all I'm going to say. But I have a theory. I'm going to try to, let me cook though. Let me cook on it. Let me let it simmer in the stove for a little bit before I decide to make the video, so that I make sure when I make it, it's tasty. You know what I'm saying? It's yum yum. But yeah, so Kenny did all of these things. He's also the reason why what's his name? Tom Face. Oh, I'm calling her them Tom Face now, but he's also the reason why Tengen is he's the one that absorbed Tengen. He's the one that made sure Tengen evolved. He's the one that made the whole got Toji to try to assassinate Gojo. He did all of these things while Sukuna was sleeping. And all Sukuna did was what I said, right? Which is abuse a little kid. And that's why Gojo is taking revenge, because he abused his child. You know what I'm saying? And he's adopted these two adopted kids, basically. You know what I'm saying? This man, Sukuna, is abusing kids, bro. That's all he's doing. He's violating kids, bro. Kenjaku's violating everybody, bro. He's the one that sealed Gojo, not Sukuna. So he's been doing all of these things. And yet, I'm supposed to believe that because Sukuna violated the two I don't even know if they're really a duo. The two protagonists that somehow, although Yuji is clearly the main protagonist, right? Because he violated them, that makes it more compelling that he's the final villain. I just don't agree. Also, who is Yuji's little mom? It's Kenjaku. So I just don't get it. Kenjaku has the strongest connections with everybody and with the whole narrative. He's the reason why the narrative is progressing forward in the first place. He is the sole purpose why everything is happening in the story, including Sukuna. So, but yet Sukuna is the final villain. I'm just finding it hard to be convinced that that's the case. Right? When Jogo wanted to fight Sukuna, Kenny told him, I don't care, do what you like. Sukuna was just a contingency plan for Gojo anyway. Sukuna is a means to an end for Kenjaku. It is what it is. Whether it's because of a binding vow or whatever, that is the situation that we're in. So I just think it doesn't really make sense to say that Sukuna is the final villain when Kenny is out there right now trying to make that merger happen. If the merger beast ends up being the final villain, that still counts as Kenjaku's doing. So overall in the narrative, he would be the final villain or the main villain, right? So I don't know, maybe is my logic flawed? Like, please explain to me if you disagree and for some reason think Sukuna has to be the main final villain. Please explain to me why, because I think I just named a billion reasons why Kenjaku is the main villain and is likely to be the final villain, while there's no real solid reason for Sukuna to be the final villain except for hype, right? The strongest in the hand era fought with ruthless aggression. He ain't fighting with ruthless aggression right now, I'll tell you that much. You know what I'm saying? He's not fighting with no ruthless aggression. Gojo's fighting with the ruthless aggression. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm saying. Anyway, it's been your boy Supreme Cheer the God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's try to hit 2K, man. Can we hit 2K? I'm going to give you a challenge. Let's try to hit 2K by the end of October. You know what I'm saying? It's actually my birthday soon. So I'm going to try to cook every single day. So let's try to hit 2K by the end of September. We're going to see how much curse energy we collectively have together. Anyways, subscribe. I'm out.